Welcome to The Watching Dead, the officially unofficial podcast for The Walking Dead on AMC. I'm Jim.
And I'm Aaron.
And tonight we're talking about Season 5, Episode 3, entitled Four Walls and a Roof. Four walls and an oof for me, honestly.
Four walls and a fumble.
I don't know. So I watched it a second time, obviously, to get another perspective on it. Another chance to figure out what I thought about it. And I came down a little less harsh, as I think I tend to give it a little slack the second time through, because I kind of know what to expect, and I don't know, it kind of harshes my critique on it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I did not like this episode. Mm-hmm. I just think it easily could have been, all the issues I had were solvable issues that they, you know.
I'm not saying that I like this episode. I think there were some things to like. Overall, I think they could have done a lot of stuff better. And their plan still doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the ending was great. Mm-hmm. The resolution with, Rick and company killing everybody, it was badass.
Sure. Bob stuff, great.
And the Bob stuff, if you take my criticism of, I think that, and no one took exception in the tons of email we got, no one said that we were wrong, that wouldn't be better at the tail end of last episode. So if you take that criticism out, then the setup was not even that bad. Actually, the setup was great. I thought the last two episodes have built towards this moment beautifully. I just feel like I don't know. I don't get it. And we've got definitely some con takes here. Mm-hmm. Some people defending Kirkman's remix style in the feedback. And that's fine. I mean, it's just my opinion. In my opinion, I don't mind remixing. I don't mind changing as long as it's better than what we got on a page. And it's one of those things where, does Kirkman understand his own material? Does he understand the point I thought he was making in the original comic as far as Rick's group versus this group? Yeah. And if so, did he weaken that position in the television show? It's obviously my opinion that he did, and that's the thing. Like, I just hate seeing someone get dressed up in a tuxedo and have a big giant spaghetti stain on their shirt. Yeah. It's like, did you not see the spaghetti stain when you walked out the door? Did you not have time to hit it with some OxyClean? Was the dry cleaner closed? Why did you show up with the spaghetti stain? That's what this episode was. It was,
I fucking love spaghetti, man.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly went to a lot of time and effort to do a lot of things good on this episode, and they messed up. And that's the other thing is, you got to understand, my conceit is that I really enjoy the survival aspects of the show, and the watching Rick's group do smart strategy and try different things, and it annoys me when I'm taken out of that by things that, like, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah. There's a fine line between what the hell are they doing and what are they doing?
And the other thing is, I feel like that they had a lot of characters walking a fine line between chewing the scenery and effectively selling a particular madness or grief or rage or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think Andrew Lincoln did a great job. I think Lawrence Gilliard Jr. did I was scared, but I think he successfully walked a tightrope. Yeah. Seth Gilliam can do better. I did not buy. And it's like, a lot of people send feedbacks like, well, you don't understand this guy's. No, I understand the position he's in.
I understand exactly.
I understand the feeling that's on the page, that the performance itself didn't feel genuine to me. And I've seen this guy in the best television of all time, and I know what he's capable of.
Second time through, it wasn't so bad for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, it was still rough for me.
I thought it was. I thought it was better than the first time I saw it.
See, Bob's is better because, like, a lot of times when I'm watching this, I'm like, when we're watching your kid on stage and they're at a recital, and you're like, you're kind of like, oh God, I don't know if they're going to nail this, and then you can relax when you know they did. Yeah. And that's what Bob's performance, Lawrence's performance was like that for me. The first time, I'm like, oh God, he needs to bring it in a little bit. I'm not sure. When is he going to go from the sobbing to the maniacal laughter? Second time through, I can just he nailed it.
Sure.
Didn't Father Gabriel's played by Seth, I thought.
It's like when the guitar player swings the guitar around their back and starts playing behind their back. They're like, this is a tricky move. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off. But then you realize it's fucking Jimi Hendrix, and he is going to pull it off.
But on the other hand, if they do that and they start missing chords,
then it's a shit show.
Yeah, it's like, why you're not as good as you think you are, buddy.
You should have just stuck to playing the guitar.
Stay
like
in your lane,
person.
asshole. So yeah, I don't know. And there's certainly room to disagree as far as comic book adaptations and how faithfully got to be material. And so
we'll get there.
Hopefully, I can articulate my opinion well enough that people at least understand where I'm coming from.
Okay, sounds good. Let's get into the recap.
Whoa, sir. Whoa. You just slow your fucking roll. First of all, we got a contest, our last contest winner, that has got a season 4 DVD or Blu-ray, their choice. Their choice pop. I'm going to send you an email after this podcast is over. But Nick Antonovich was the winner of the final contest. I'll be contacting you through email with all your different choices. Won some ScreenMonsters.com artwork, which is some really awesome screen art. They got really, if you're looking to really nail your Daryl costume, they got you covered on his wings that you can stitch onto your vest. They got a lot of cool Walking Dead inspired and horror theme inspired screen art. Highly encourage you to check out our buddy there, Richard at ScreenMonsters.com, and free copy of my book and a free Bald Move t-shirt. So that's the prize pack you got coming your way. Nick, congratulations. Secondly, the writer and director. The director of this show is Jeffrey F. January, this is his first time as director. He has been the assistant or second assistant director on a lot of Walking Dead and some other shows, but this is his first time as his first directorial debut. And Angela Kang and Corey Reed combined to write these. Angela has written about 8 episodes of The Walking Dead.
Sure, a couple of good ones.
And 2 episodes of Terriers, and I didn't find any information on Corey Reed. But I don't know. I didn't feel like in this... I felt like that... Maybe it is a writing problem, but I didn't feel like there was a lot of bad writing and bad direction, although maybe arguably Seth could have used a couple more takes to really nail that. That's the other thing. I'm having a hard time thinking a professional director was watching the dailies and like, yeah, I really feel solid on the emotion of the scene. But, you know.
No, like I said, second time through, I didn't think it was as bad. I thought it was, good enough.
Good enough. That's what we go for.
Yeah, good enough. It's Walking Dead. Good enough is good enough.
The soft bigotry of low expectations.
But I felt like there were just some communication problems, with me as an audience member. Because, like I said in the instant cast, I thought they were buckling in for some kind of siege. Didn't happen that way.
Yeah,
that was not at all what was intended. But that they made me think that.
I don't know. Maybe their time, the time is a problem. They don't have enough time to block these shots when they're setting up the action scenes. They get there and like, ooh, I'm not sure, if this all makes sense logically, but they don't have enough time to reset to a different location or to plan something else out.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the recap.
I do want to say
we could speculate on this stuff all day.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. And we'll talk more about this stuff when we get to it. So
if you're lucky.
We start out with Gareth and company still eating Bob, just chowing down and going to town. I mean, there's one guy who looks like he's having a fucking orgasm eating Bob. I mean, his eyes are rolled back in his head. He looks like he's got this weird quivering lips.
See,
it's kind of disturbing.
I thought that they did a lot of interesting symbolism in this episode. Some of it's a little bacon gauntlet-y, a little ham-fisted. But
sure.
Every show does that. I mean, most shows engaging in symbolism, Mad Men, Breaking Bad, they get a little bacon gauntlet-y. And I feel like that they were making overt comparisons between the hunters and the zombies.
Yeah, they're walkers trying to get in the window.
And that guy eating, I thought a lot of the actors were going for a very zombie-ish, eating human flesh type of look.
For sure.
No plates, no forks, no just tearing at the meat and kind of great white shark in it.
No plates and forks in the zombie apocalypse, by the way. Why would they have plates and forks? Anyway,
like a man, goddammit.
Bob reveals in this scene that he has tainted meat in spectacular fashion.
Sure.
He's screaming it. He's trying to, I don't know if he's trying to attract the attention of someone or the walkers or something, but he's screaming it, top of his lungs.
I mean, he's heard this guy monologuing and he's had enough, and now he's going to put him in your place.
I got a 1-2 punch for you, motherfucker, before I go out.
Plus, you stupid pricks.
Yeah.
I like hearing.
Yep.
You don't hear prick a lot. You don't hear prick a lot. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a very good one. And everybody like vomiting and spitting it out and freaking out about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We find out a couple of things here. One, Gareth has an unhealthy obsession with bears. Two, they marked their way here on those trees so they could find their way back. So they're the ones making the marks.
It's not hobo code.
Not hobo code.
It's not Morgo code.
Although I wonder why the marks are different shape. I don't know why they didn't go with the same shape for every mark. That seems strange, but okay.
Well, the other thing I saw that I was reading, I actually wasn't reading anything about The Walking Dead. I just happened to be doing something else and reading about trail markers.
Okay.
Like what the Forestry Service uses to mark trails through woods. And they have the symbol of codes that can tell you, like, this is where you need to stop and make a turn, or you need to veer left or veer right, or don't go this way. And I thought maybe they were trying to make, some kind of internal homage to that, where the line with the dash going one way might mean to turn that way.
Yeah.
And the X might mean you need to stop and make stop this trail and make a radical, or I don't know. But
yeah, stop and eat a cub.
I didn't think that cub snacking station.
Yep.
I feel like that Gareth is just kind of rambling here, and he's like, where would we go back to? Terminus? Like, I get it's on fire. It's a big fucking metal building with a lot of fencing. You've taken the time to draw all these maps and have all this thing where the food's coming down to you. I don't know that it's a bad idea to go back there, and reset up shop.
Would you say the same about the prison?
No, the thing about the prison is the prison had gaping holes busted open. The fence was compromised in several places. And, the utility of it, I feel like, was much less. But where I feel like the utility of Terminus is that they've painstakingly made these maps that all go to a central place and they funnel in their prey.
And they've got the tracks.
They've got the tracks. All tracks lead to Terminus. So it's like, and the way they quote unquote survive, I feel like that they could probably replenish their ranks. It seems like they give people a choice: join us or die. I'm surprised it hasn't bit them on the ass before. Pun not intended. Because I feel like a lot of people, I'd be like, oh, hell yeah, I'm all about eating people. Yeah. And then the second they turn their back, rat-a-tat-tat. But
yeah, well, you have to eat some people in the process.
Well,
That's the thing. You do what you got to do.
Got to stay above ground.
Jeez.
I also, speaking of symbolism, you touched on it, but I really like the scene of the zombies all pressed against the glass.
Yeah.
And, him touching hands with them, like, they come to visit him in prison, and seeing his reflection of his face overlaid with the zombie face. Mm-hmm. That's pretty heavy-handed, but
he's a monster.
Yeah, I mean, they are. They are monsters. In fact, they're much more dangerous than actual zombies.
Yeah, because they're smart.
Well, I was going to say, it's like they're...
Are we going to debate whether or not they're smart?
A little bit smart.
I don't know. They seem fairly smart to me.
A little overconfident. Not ready to handle Rick's jelly.
Sure. Well, that's what happens when you have a bad plan. They must have listened to, what's the name? The Hat Guy?
The Hat Guy?
Yeah. Hat Guy came up with that plan.
Oh, you're talking Trucker Hat?
He was just mad, yeah.
Got beat half to death by Tyrese guy.
Yeah,
sure.
And he's like, let's go in there and let's get him.
Yeah,
that's my plan. Yeah, let's go.
Tyrese is soft as a swab of cottonelle. We got no problem with this group.
Yep.
Carol and Daryl the badasses, and they fucking hightailed out of Dodge. Just go get them.
They do make mention of them having cooked the meat, like we had discussed this time. If
sure,
they were actually going to be infected by that or whatever. It turns out it doesn't matter because they're all killed anyway. But they did make mention of it, so I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yep.
And they made it pretty obvious last week that Bob was bit, I thought. Was it a surprise to you?
Nah, not at all. Not at all, because that's the way it happened. And, I mean, so much of this is a direct lift from the comic series. And
Sure.
now the only question I had was whether he was bit on his leg, and if they had... I thought that would be an interesting twist, but it would make the Terminus people look even stupider.
Sure.
Or more stupid. Look even stupider. Look even more stupid, because how do you overlook a giant bite mark on a piece of meat you're cooking?
Yeah. Whereas if it's on his shoulder and it's under clothes, I don't know how it got under clothes, but...
Yeah, I hand you a hot dog, and it's got a bite taken out of it.
I'm going to notice.
You're going to be like, what the hell, man?
Yeah. You hand me a hot dog and a T-shirt, and it has a bite underneath it. I won't know.
That's the thing. Bob got bit underneath his jacket and T-shirt.
Yeah.
Did the zombie just carefully... You know, make sure he got around the zombies have evolved. Even the waterlogged ones that don't have eyeballs have evolved to expose the succulent flesh before they try to bite through cotton, the fabric of our lives.
Apparently, yeah.
All right.
That's how it goes.
And no blood seeping through that wound either.
Nope.
Not that shirt was clean, as if it came off Mom's laundry line.
Yep. Anyway, so Sasha's outside by herself. She's searching for Bob. Of course, she's out there by herself. And she sees the marked tree, and then she almost gets eaten by some walkers before Tyrese grabs her from behind, and then Rick tells her that Daryl and Carol are missing too. So
yeah, so I guess, I don't have a problem. This show does a pretty good job at mixing up jump scares with non-jump scares.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with the jump scare with Tyrese, and I don't even have a problem with her getting tunnel vision with the night vision scope, because I can see that happen. And the show's already like... If you're in season 5 and you're still complaining about the stealth walkers, honestly, you can make fun of them. I like to make fun of the stealth walkers.
Yeah.
The walkers that are completely silent until the camera focuses on them, and then, but yeah, this is by now what this show does.
Yeah.
Now, many people argued in email that also sucky writing and puzzling plot decisions are what this show does too, and I should maybe stop bitching about that as well. They perhaps have a point. But yeah,
maybe
I feel like stealth zombies are like, explosions in outer space. It's technically correct that you would not hear them, and it's super silent, and I kind of sit up and take notice when I see a TV show or movie observe that.
Yeah,
but I don't expect it.
Yeah, there are certain levels of believability that you get away with. And terrible plans and stuff like that is just not part of that.
Yeah, everybody's got a different suspension of disbelief going.
Yeah. So they go, we're back inside the church. They're confronting Gabriel. Sasha goes up to him. She tries to get him to tell her what's going on, and he's not having it. And then Rick breaks in, and he forces Gabriel to reveal his sins. Rick is apparently Gabriel's new god because he only confesses his sins to God.
I think it would be super funny if this went down like Chunk from the Goonies, where we just start confessing everything. I was 13 when I first started masturbating.
Wow.
I committed.
Okay.
I didn't declare $50 was given to me on my tax forms this one year. Just goes on this exhaustive list of bullshit.
Well, he gives an exhaustive list of bullshit reasons. It was he always locks the doors at night.
I was unclear whether it was his general policy to lock the doors at night.
I'm pretty sure
every night.
I think every night. Yeah.
Okay. And it was it
was so early.
He wasn't sleeping in late, right?
No, it was just so early.
He's so early. And he did lock the doors that night.
He did, and it was really early,
as he does every night.
I think so.
And he doesn't sleep in, but that's you gotta wait till the sun comes up before Father Gabriel's going to get up and get at him.
Sure. So he must have killed some walkers, because he also says that he buried their bones. If you say, okay, the walkers ate them.
I think the walkers leave after a while, though. And he had cans. He had cans for days.
Yeah, but he buried their bones. So you're saying the walkers chewed all the meat off them bones?
Yeah.
And then he went out?
They did the full Lori.
Really?
Yeah. Like what meat wasn't stuffed in their belly. was left. Yeah, he buried the bones he could find.
Okay, that's wow.
I want you
hungry zombies.
I also would like to invite the audience to keep in mind the image of Father Gabriel's church, his whole congregation clamoring outside the night that they bombed Atlanta, super early, but they're prying at the doors, they're prying at the windows. Someone has some sort of knife that they can scrape. You'll burn in hell.
Yep.
You'll burn for this, including the apostrophe. Just keep in mind that mental image for a little bit later.
Yeah, I'm glad they used correct grammar on that.
Yeah.
All right, I've got it in my head. Let's keep going. So they notice Bob outside in the yard. It's dark, but there's somebody out there. And they run out to go help. They find out it's Bob. Somebody shoots at him, and they pull Bob inside. This is where shit went south for me. This shot, the grassy knoll shot.
Why?
I don't know why they shot. So, like, if you step through this and you say, okay, their idea is to, make them panic. They throw Bob out in the yard. They say, look what we did to Bob. And you take the shot to make them even more panicky. And then you're not around to take advantage of that panic. What's the point of making them panic?
Well, I don't know. So I'm going to... in the source material, they, I think, always planned on dropping Dale at this point. Can you believe Dale is still alive at this point in the comics?
That would have been horrible.
They dropped Dale off. They dropped Dale off as a way to panic the survivors and to get them holed up and also to get them outside the church because they started shooting at them, shooting the wound. Like I think they hit Glenn in the leg. They might have hit somebody but they were clearly aiming for like extremities. To because again they're wanting to eat these people, so they're wanting to hold them up outside and be able to pick them off one by one and inspire terror in them, so they'll be more easily controlled.
Okay, that sounds like a siege to me.
A siege, okay, sure. Now in
containing
the show,
them in this new A-car, which they make a very obvious point of saying this is now the A-car.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought it was awesome. But it doesn't jive with their plan. The only thing I don't understand is that would have been more meaningful if we actually knew what the hell A meant. Like, well, A is the car that they were being held up in to be eaten.
Yeah, but does that mean anything to Rick? I mean, that was an internal bookkeeping system. It's like...
It meant something to the audience.
Yeah, I
and it
get
meant something to Gareth.
But it's one of those meta things that I wasn't sure. I was trying to put myself into the mind of the Terminites. So, like, they're sneaking up this church and they're like, tee-hee, we'll put this A on here and really fuck with them. And I'm like, Rick doesn't know what the hell A means.
Sure, but I think Gareth does. And
it's like, what does a book know? He's
just doing it for his own pleasure.
What does a book know about the Dewey Decimal System? It's like you burn down a library and you find a history book and a guy cobbles together one shelf and then labels it 810 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the book doesn't give a shit. I mean, I guess you're doing it for your own amusement, and you're right. It was a cool scene, but
he's a little twisted. So
I was trying to think from a meta perspective what they were going for there. It would have been cool. Also, I guess it would have made slightly more sense if there was a collection of buildings there that they could then just start reestablishing their whatever kind of Nazi-esque Holocaust bookkeeping system they had.
Yeah, I don't need it to go that far. Like I just thought the A was cool. Gareth Gareth is a lunatic. Why not?
Your Honor, I withdraw my objection.
I mean, you can have the objection.
No, withdrawn. Strike it from the record. Jury disregard ever hearing that objection.
So I get that their idea is to panic these people, and I get that their idea is to eat these people and not necessarily just kill them all. I still don't understand the purpose of letting them know that you're there, that you're right there, and then not following up on it.
What do you mean by following up on it?
So if their plan was actually to let all of the badasses out, to go to their camp, to try to sneak in behind them into the church and kill, these other 6 people?
Yeah.
Why let them know that you're outside that building?
But it does
Why not drop off Bob and say, Bob will tell them where we are. Bob will, we will wait outside, not give away our position, wait until they leave for the camp, and then go in.
Well, the other thing is I was wondering if the Terminus people knew that they would know where they were at. I guess Bob would have told him, about Father Gabriel for whatever reason. And
maybe, but so if they don't know where they're at, the plan makes less sense.
What do you mean? I guess I'm not following. To me, it's like you said, it's inspiring terror. So they come out and get their own, and then they start taking pot shots at them. I don't understand why they shot zombies. I don't understand why they shot a zombie.
Sure.
That didn't seem to make sense at all, because if you're trying to inspire terror, shoot, thank you. I was going to shoot this guy. Thanks for getting that. I mean, shoot one of the survivors as they're trying to get their wounded.
Here's the thing. The dropping Bob off at the front door already inspires terror.
Yeah.
That's the thing that inspires terror. The fact that they captured one of your guys, they cut off his leg, they ate it, and then they dropped him off in front of your door. That tells you that they're there.
Okay.
The shot is unnecessary, and I don't know why they would... are they shooting that walker to preserve Rick? Because it looks like Rick had it handled anyway.
Ooh, that actually could possibly be a valid reason, because this is your meat. You don't want the walker getting to you. I don't know. To me, it's like you shoot one of the guys. That's that.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to amp up the terror, like dropping off Bob and, hey, we're eating this person and we ate him alive.
That's terrifying.
That is going to a level of terror. But then also putting a bullet in a couple of you is going to make you even more panicky. And it also puts a clock on it, because are they going to stay in the church forever? Because they got a guy shooting and getting and bled out. Is it going to weaken them? Are they going to get mad and try to retaliate? That's, I guess, what I'm wondering about. And so I guess I didn't have...
But it's weird, because what if they hadn't all... What if the rest of them have not stayed behind in the church? What if they had all gone out to be Gareth's camp? Then his plan is foiled.
Yeah, I don't know what Gareth does at that point.
He's relying on just the badasses leaving the church.
I think he's also relying on the fact that they've got kids and, whatnot, too. It's not...
But what is Rick thinking? Rick knows that they know where he's at. And his whole group is...
Sorry.
So, if he is abandoning the weakest members of his party, knowing that they're potentially right outside the door, and, they have the gunfire and Bob to prove it, what is he doing? He's abandoning the weakest portion of his group.
No, this is the part that I have a problem with. I mean...
So, I don't know. I just think if Rick's plan was actually, let's fake them out, let's go outside, let's wait until they go in and come in behind them, he waited way too long to execute.
Right. So this is the problem. And I think that's clearly the plan, because it was a 10-minute walk through the woods. And it's a nighttime, so I don't think it's like a 3-minute run.
No.
And I don't think they ran there and then found out that it was empty and then came back. I feel like that Rick went to the woods, waited for these guys to come in, and then moved in. But it's like there's not enough time elapsed for them to have plausibly made it to the school and then back. And too much time elapsed for it to seem like it makes sense for Rick to do that as a plan and let Gareth monologue for all that time. And, we'll get there in a little bit, but I also think that's what doesn't make sense about where they chose to do the ambush either. And it's like, there's some things I'm willing to forgive. Like, if I want to get really nitpicky, it's super silly that Rick's group leaves, literally 3 seconds later, Gareth's company enters the road and all walks in all together in broad moonlight down the main path.
Yep.
That is so fucking foolhardy, but who wants to sit there and wait 5 minutes for a believable amount of distance? Or, they could have done it like maybe this is a first-time director problem. He doesn't know how to effectively tell a story. It'd have been cool to have an inset of Gareth's group cut to him, and they're like, okay, they're gone. Let's go. Let's move in. So at least it doesn't, you can tell that it's like, one guy walking out the door, one guy walking in.
Yeah, it really felt like Rick's group was leaving to go to their camp.
Yep.
they just happen to be coming back the other way to go to the church again.
Yeah, no, it's a double reverse fake out is what they want us to believe, but the timing was off for either of the two plausible plans to be in effect. And
I feel like it,
and the way I thought was what I thought was really awesome was the way that it happened in the comic book, which is these guys dropped off Dale, took pot shots at the group, and went back to their camp and just gloated over how, terrifying these guys must be of them. And they're, now.
Wow, that scene would have helped. They could have explained their plan.
Yeah, and it's like, I bet they're in there shitting their pants. They're gonna be ripe for the picking when we come back a little bit later. And then to find out, like, as they're saying that, Rick comes up alone.
Yeah.
And they say, then they're once again underestimated. They're like, you must be fucking stupid to come up here alone. And Rick, like, gestures.
He says, I'm alone, yeah. Whatever.
And they blow off the dude's ear.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that makes Rick out to be like, you're a real badass. And these guys, that was the arc. This is the turning point of Rick's group where they stop being afraid, like what Carl said, which is what, like last episode. They're strong. They don't have to put up with this bullshit, this tin pot dictator crap.
Yeah.
Like, we know where you are, fuckers. We've got automatic weapons and night vision scopes. We're going to roll up on you and execute every last one of you idiots. And it is really awesome. Instead, they made Rick look stupid. I mean, it's one thing to make the hunters look stupid. That was kind of the point. Another thing is the hunters had no previous experience with Rick's group. It kind of already didn't work.
None of this really feels like it comes through on the screen. Like,
yes,
that scene with the hunters gloating would have been great.
Yeah. I think they tried.
Rick just giving a one-off line about how they probably think that they scared us doesn't have any weight. It doesn't affect me.
Right.
It doesn't show me that, yes, in fact, these cannibals think they've got the upper hand.
Right. But also, it's just
that's bad.
The time, and then the fact that we're going to talk about this, I'm sure, when we get there, but just not just the timing of this, but the fact that you let them get into church and you let them spend tons of time, and like, what the hell was Rick waiting for?
Like 5,
shots
6,
to be fired?
10 minutes. I don't know. Yeah.
So I don't know. Again, it's not just that it's different. It's just different in ways that made Rick's group look dumb and muted the impact, which I thought we were getting, which is Rick's group is a force to be reckoned with. Rick's group is not going to fall victim to someone like the governor or these termites again. Yeah.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. All right, let's move on. Bob tells everyone what happened to Gareth, or what happened with Gareth. They bit into his leg a couple of times. Rick asks about Daryl and Carol, and Bob says that they drove off, and then he shows him
to find that out. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they shows him the bite.
Right.
Says it's not worth getting the first aid kits because check this shit out. Not good. But shoulder is a bad place to get bit. You can't cut that off.
Not really.
Yeah.
The head is the worst place to be bit.
Well, yeah, sure.
But shoulder's right up there.
Torso. I mean, torso's right up there with head.
Torso, yeah.
You can't do anything.
You can't tourniquet and cut off, you're fucked.
Yeah. And we find out also in this scene that Jim, who was way back in season 1, got bit and turned into a walker. He lasted almost 2 days before they even left him.
Right.
And who knows how much longer he lasted after that. A lot of people were just complaining about how if Bob was bit, he would have turned immediately. Like, the time span is too long. No. He had plenty of time.
Sure.
Plenty of time.
If you want a gripping retelling of Jim's epic zombie fever dreams and how long it took to turn, you can check out my book that's available at book.baldmove.com. It's $2.99 on Amazon. It's a full recap of season 1 with survival guides.
Awesome.
Do you like that?
Yeah. No,
that's organic as hell.
That's good.
That's better than Whole Foods. You can't get more organic than that.
All right. So Rick gets the location.
I want to say also, this group trades pity so easily. Like, Sasha's ready to kill Gabriel. He offers his fucking sofa for Bob to rest in, and she's just on her knees. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Like, what? It's like, no, bitch, we will take your sofa. Thank you. Spack. And upside the head.
Yep. No, they, maybe Gabriel will join their group, become a real part of it.
I think that's where it's headed.
Like,
that's
badass Tarantino preacher style thing.
I kind of like It would be interesting to see him.
How about from Brain Dead, that preacher?
No. Whoa. See, I was just going for just like characters. In Saving Private Ryan, they had the interpreter, or the German interpreter or whatever, that he joined the group, and like, this is a badass war hardened group, and this guy's never seen combat, and he's kind of squeamish and afraid. I feel like that's always interesting to throw an everyman character to make it relatable. You got this group, it's increasingly deranged in a good way. Psychopaths with hearts of gold. You throw in a guy who's pretty much been untouched through all this, and it's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
When's he finally going to man up? Maybe Tyrese can quit being such a baby now that we got a real softy in the group.
There you go. Yeah, so Rick gets location of Gareth's camp and decides to head out, but before he can do that, Abraham thinks it's a better idea to take the bus and leave, and they almost get into a fist fight here.
Do not lay hands!
But Glenn is able to convince Abraham to stay until the next day by volunteering to go with him.
Yeah. Volunteering Maggie, too.
Yeah. So they make it out like Abraham is the ticket here. Like, Abraham is the guy who gets them out of the crisis, it feels like. When they're in the church. And so, first of all, Glenn is convinced that they need him, to the point where he's willing to break up the group and go with them the next day. That tells me that he's important. The other thing that tells me he's important is later on when they do take Gareth out, he's the one who kind of swings around and flanks Hat Man.
Sure.
And kind of puts an end to everything.
I mean, Abraham and Rosita are kind of badass.
Yeah.
Eugene is not.
But I don't know that they couldn't have done it with Glenn, Rick, Michonne, Daryl. Or I guess Daryl's not there
because
yet.
they left Rosita behind. She wasn't even... The only real muscle they added was Abraham himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that he needed him either. I don't know. I think Glenn is hell-bent on not breaking up the group. And he's also hell-bent on...
But then he promises to break up the group in order to not break up the group. That doesn't make sense.
So I think he's worried that Rick just never will go to Washington. Like, if Abraham leaves without them being fully on board, that Rick will just wander out in the wilderness for 40 years.
So he's manipulating Rick into following Glenn and Maggie?
I don't know. I think he's over the dictatorship. He as much said so. This isn't your call. Like, this is my family, and you don't get to say who leaves and who goes.
But last episode, we're following Rick. We're with Rick. Every single person went down the line and told Abraham we're with Rick.
Right. But I guess things have changed. And
it felt to me like this was a ploy on Glenn's part to keep Abraham there and maybe buy them time to change his mind. But it didn't work out that way.
Well, and there's, several feedbacks of people wondering, why did Abraham leave?
Yeah.
Like,
he's very convinced about Eugene's...
Once the mortal threat to Eugene is over, why can't you spare a day or two to wait for the people that did save your life and help save your life?
I don't know. He's gung-ho.
Yeah.
Gung-ho. Yeah, I think we can move on.
Sure.
Sasha tends to Bob while they talk about his bite, and he plays a little bit more of the good apocalypse game.
She doesn't want to not hearing it.
Yeah, she's not happy about that. Mm-hmm. Bob says he there's the end and the beginning of things, but he really likes the middle. I thought that was, typical, a Bobism, the positive Bob mode. Then we get Rick laying out the plans for taking out Garrett's camp. And then Sasha decides that she wants to go on the mission. Tyrese says that she should forgive Gareth instead. And she's confused by this. So she leads him with a knife and heads out to kill
Here's
Gareth
the thing.
with the group.
I think Tyrese had the germ of a good point that wouldn't have made me piss blood when he's like, when Bob wakes up or when Bob is in pain or if it's Bob's time to go, he's going to want to look up and see your face.
Yeah.
And that's worth more than revenge.
Mm-hmm.
But preaching this forgiveness of Gareth and all this shit, it just makes me want to punch him in the face.
Yeah, Tyrese has gone soft, way soft.
It's not even soft. It's
turned into a jellyfish.
I mean, soft is still it has some kind of substance. He's a vapor.
Yeah.
He has no resistance. No, I just don't
It's
get
gone
it.
gaseous.
Yeah, and I keep on thinking that, okay, well, maybe this is the turning point. Maybe this is the turning point. Do you think sticking the knife in Bob's head at the end will finally be what they need to let Tyrese move forward as a character? Because I just don't get this.
So.
I just don't get this, man. Talking about forgiveness of Gareth, an avowed cannibal that's out to kill them.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously tied up in his experience with Carol. I just don't know what in that experience would make him want to forgive cannibals.
Would he not kill Lizzie? Does he think that was a bad call?
From what I gathered at the Walker Stalker panel, I don't think so. Like, I don't think he thinks that was the wrong thing to do, but I don't know that his character would have been able to do it.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I can buy that. And, him describing later on in the episode that when Rick asks, how was it for you getting away from or getting the Terminus, he goes, it killed me.
Yeah.
Clearly, it caused a big toll on him. I just thought that him preaching forgiveness for Gareth's crew was a bridge too far.
Sure.
I don't even think Father Gabriel come out of Boxcar A wanting to forgive Gareth.
Probably not, no. So Rick and company stroll out of the church like it's Easter Sunday. They head towards Gareth's camp while they leave all the least capable members behind in some sort of bait-and-switch maneuver. Gareth moves in on the church, and he corners the survivors into listening to his speech for a good solid 6-7 minutes.
So if you are... The other thing, if Garrick's plan, as you're looking out at these people, these badasses leaving the church, and they're walking out single file, and you're trying to ranch these people like cattle, don't you thin the herd a little bit? Is it his goal to literally capture everyone alive?
That's the thing that makes no sense. One of the things that makes no sense, because you can't. I mean, the moment that guns come into play here, you're not going to be able to capture everyone alive.
Hell no. Because what impetus does Rick's group have to surrender?
None. Zero. They know what will happen to them if they do.
Right. I mean, that's one of the things that took the teeth out of his temptation of Father Gabriel. It's like, I mean, I guess Father Gabriel, he's a stranger. He doesn't know these people. But anybody else, if Gareth is like, hey, you sell out your friends and I'll let you go, bullshit you are.
Yeah. Yeah, so the appeal to Gabriel was not a problem for me. I thought it was actually kind of smart.
Yeah, sure.
To try to say, hey, we know that this guy is not part of this group. He doesn't know what we did, so let's get to him.
Sure.
But I just can't believe that you go outside of the church, right, to pick up Bob. Bob has obviously been eaten and dropped off at the doorstep. Somebody takes a shot at you, and then you walk out of this church like you're going to a pool party. Yeah. This is fucking stupid.
Like, even if that's your plan to walk out and say, yeah, we're walking out of here, all of our badass armed, like, Gareth has got to know that that he's around
out there.
The area.
Why wouldn't he shoot at you? And why would you... Okay, not even the question, why wouldn't he shoot at you? Why wouldn't you think he was going to shoot at you?
Right. Was that also part of Rick's plan? People that want to send me an email defending us, they're like, well, maybe we'll take a shot or two. Maybe we'll lose one or two people, but that's acceptable losses.
No, he certainly isn't thinking that way. There's no way.
Again, and he's got night vision equipment. I feel like if I would have accepted, even though I think it's still risky, I would have bought them going out the back door of the church or out a side window or something as Hollywood for this is sneaky.
Yes.
And I've got night vision equipment, and I can scan the perimeter and see what's going on, and these guys don't. They don't have that equipment, and I can get the upper hand. I would have accepted that. This plan literally makes no sense for anyone involved.
It makes no sense. You're absolutely right. It makes no sense from the other side either, because Gareth strolls up to the church like he owns the place.
Right.
He knows they have night vision. He knows they have rifles with scopes and silencers. He's not even worried that they're going to use them
where
from
they're
the window.
Outnumbered 10-1.
Yeah.
And they have a bad tactical position. That's rough parity. And if you throw in Rick's night vision equipment, it's not even that. Now, I mean, and Rick told him he's got all this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just really puzzling. It doesn't make sense.
No one is
from any
concerned
side.
for their lives in this scene. And
No.
it's shocking to me.
Yeah.
All All right. So there's also the sign that Eugene looks at while they're huddled in the church there.
Oh, speaking
Says,
of Eugene,
stupidity is also a gift of God, but one mustn't misuse it.
yes, writers of The Walking Dead.
Oh no.
Do you think? I also thought it was really funny about Eugene and Abraham's like father-son exchange. Like, Eugene, let's get packed up and go. I don't wanna now. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought that was really good. Again,
hilarious.
Eugene, if God bless him, if we didn't have it, there'd be no humor in the show at all.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
But the real meaning of that sign is to not abuse people who are stupid, like to not take advantage of stupidity.
sure. Although that's the thing, this would have played a lot better if Rick's group was also not being stupid and take advantage of the Terminites' overconfidence and stupidity.
Sure. Okay, so at the last moment, Rick comes in and he blasts off Gareth's fingers.
Wait, you're moving way too fast. I got way more nits to pick.
Oh, boy.
So, Father Gabriel's whole congregation outside, clamoring at the doors, prying at the windows and doors.
Yep.
Can't get in.
Yeah.
Gareth's crew gets in with a fucking Bowie knife in 3 seconds.
Yep.
It's just, they're in.
Yeah.
Gareth, I think Father
you could have got in that door with a credit card, honestly.
I think Gabriel's congregation might have wanted to die.
Maybe so.
Insufficiently motivated to get inside.
They were.
Oh, man. All right. Anyway.
Is that enough nits?
There you
go.
I picked my share of nits.
All right. So Rick comes in. He blasts Gareth's fingers off. Gareth begs for his life, and Rick kills him with the red machete, just like he said he would. And the rest of the group then kills the Terminites.
Yeah.
And Tyrese and Gabriel look pretty shocked by this carnage.
Oh, okay. Tyrese, fine. It's stupid, annoying, but
that is his character.
It's his character at the moment to be shocked. I think it's hilarious that he made sure to open the door wide so the only 2 kids in the whole thing could get a full view and full sounds of all the butchery going on out there. But whatever. Father Gabriel, whatever.
Yep.
Glenn and Maggie. The fuck is wrong with you two?
So I wonder if this plays into their commitment to leave. So are they actually disturbed by what they did here? The way the savageness,
I don't know.
The brutality with which Rick killed this guy.
Their acting says yes. Maggie's cold reply to Gabriel saying, "This is the house of the Lord," saying it's just 4 walls and a roof.
Yeah.
Says no. So
yeah,
I mean, I guess what it is like the people actively participating in the butchery, like they got their adrenaline running and all that. But the people that it looks like there weren't enough Terminites to butcher to go around. So Glenn and Maggie are just sitting watching this, and maybe it's just like, wow, this is fucked up. Mm-hmm. You can say this is fucked up while still genuinely or generally approving of the proceedings.
I suppose so. I just wonder if it doesn't weigh into their decision to leave, to actually go with Abraham the next day.
Because Abraham's a butcher too. What the fuck?
Yeah, he goes in and kills some people.
Yeah. And he looks like at least as much as a loose cannon. I mean, it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't, except for, in this case, both devils are hacking at people with bladed weapons and beating them to death with blunt instruments. So
sure. All right.
And that's the thing. There is no difference between Gareth and Rick except for intent and motivation. Like, they're just as vicious and ruthless.
Yeah.
It's just Rick wouldn't hurt innocent people.
I feel like we talked about that either last episode or the instant cast.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm with you there. He will, however, so he will claim that he doesn't want to waste any bullets, but he will shoot your fingers off.
Well, I mean, you got to cow him into submission at first because they do have guns.
Why? Just blast him in the head.
But then you're wasting bullets. You take 2 bullets.
No, you blasted his fingers off.
Yeah.
Instead, aim 3 inches to the right and take his head off.
You're right. I don't know.
They wanted to do the red machete.
Again, that made sense in the comic context. Yeah. It didn't make sense. So let's go back and talk about the tactics again. Like I said on the instant cast, because not everybody listens to the full cast. Listen to the instant cast.
Yeah.
If Rick's plan was to lure these guys in, the ideal time to drop them was when they're all standing on the church porch.
Stuck between the church and them.
You go and you can even, like, people are like, well, what if the bullets go through the church? You know when bullets for sure go through church? when you're at the one end of the church and the other guys are in front of the fucking door that has all your loved ones in it and you're shooting their heads. That's when bullets are for damn sure going to go through the church and maybe hit innocent people. You know where they're
when
not?
You can't get crossfire
if you
on
outflank them at the side and you got them in a crossfire.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just... And I thought, I don't know. It drove me crazy. It still drives me crazy to think about it. And I just don't think there's any defense.
But sure there is. If they had shot them on the porch, Rick wouldn't be able to kill him with the red machete. Just like if he had shot him in the head instead of the fingers.
Well, he could have shot him in the ass or yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's what they wanted to do. They set out on this mission. Let's make Rick into Babe Ruth and let's do this regardless of any tactical problems.
They still could have shot him, and Gareth could have been like gasping for breath on the porch, and Rick come and finish him off.
Sure.
And it still would have been just as badass. I again, it's not my fault that Rick Babe Ruth his kill shot, and then the writers had to do everything to make it awesome. And I understand there's a lot of people that had no problems with any of these things either. They're just watching it and they're not thinking about like, why would they do that? Why did it?
I guess that's fine. If you want to watch Walking Dead that way, watch Walking Dead that way, right?
Right.
I don't care. I'm just saying I can't watch it that way.
I know, man.
I really can't.
It's not
schlocky enough is the problem.
Right.
Because I can get into B-movie bullshit zombie stuff, but this is not supposed to be it.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like, there were people that were wanting us to call bullshit on Carol's heroics at Terminus. I don't feel like Carol made stupid choices. No. Carol got lucky in a couple things, and things lined up for her to succeed. But I wasn't at any point like, God, what is she trying to do? Oh no, what she knows about this Terminus place is should tell her that she shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really drives me crazy, and I know everyone's different, but
yep. So in this scene, Michonne gets her sword back. That's kind of cool.
Sure. Do you think Rick will tell Michonne's sword about all the cold-hearted smack she talked about not missing her?
Maybe.
Hey, I might not be my place to say, but Michonne says she did not miss you one bit, and I thought you should know that as a true friend.
Yeah, he might do that. I don't think so.
Drama.
Then we talked about Maggie saying this is just four walls and a roof, which is the name of the episode. Then the whole group says goodbye to Bob. They line up for a grim procession. He thanks Rick for taking him in, and he reminds him not to become a monster. And then later, Sasha asks Bob what good comes out of this bad, but then he dies before he can answer. And Sasha gets ready to kill him, but then Tyrese comes in, takes the knife, and does it himself.
Yeah. I thought everything that Lawrence Gilliard Jr. did with Bob here was awesome. Yeah. It's a shame that we're going to miss what I thought was really good chemistry between Bob and Sasha.
Yeah.
They're the new Glenn and Maggie, or were the new Glenn and Maggie. And
now that the Glenn and Maggie aren't there, you kind of wanted a Glenn and Maggie, right?
Yeah.
Well, I have a feeling we'll see more of Glenn and Maggie. I don't think they're done.
No, I don't think they're done either. I'm kind of over them. They're going to have to actively win me back, which if you'd have said that at the beginning of season 3, I would have been like, no way.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I like, again, I hope this is Tyrese turning a corner. Mm-hmm. And I think it's super wrong-headed if they are, plotting out this whole season and like, well, we want kind of Tyrese to vacillate between doing what he needs to do and respecting the life of people and not being willing to kill zombies, because we want it to be really significant when he kills his sister, takes that burden from his sister.
Yeah.
If that's what they were doing, I think it's dumb, because a big brother doing that for his sister is going to be meaningful no matter what the circumstances. That's a touching moment between the family member. Like, look, sis, I got this. Don't worry about this. You don't need the extra weight of, now Tyrese is actually going to stick a knife through a recently dead human.
But if you do have that extra weight, doesn't it?
No, I just told you.
Doesn't it make it better?
No.
Why?
Oh.
Why? It makes it...
Have you been annoyed with Tyrese the last 2 weeks?
I have, because I know he's killed walkers. If he had a problem killing people only, it might not be such an issue. But
this guy's dead. I'm just saying that you just answered your own question. Like the fact that you have been annoyed with the character, and I want to like Tyrese. I love Chad Coleman. Tyrese is one of my favorite characters in the comic book, and it's somewhat interesting to invert him and make him this like sensitive guy. I just don't like the back and forth. I'm so mad that you killed my girlfriend. I'm going to beat you to death, Rick. Oh, yeah. I can't attack these walkers. Oh, shit, there's a shitload of walkers surrounded. I'm going to kill them all. Oh, I'm back to sulking about my sister not being able to find her. Oh, there's walkers in the vine. I'm going to be an aggressive asshole and endanger the group just so I can kill these goddamn walkers. And now, I can't kill this walker. I got a baby in my hands. It's just damn, man. Stop with the flip-flopping and waffling.
Is it too much like a Lori flashback for you?
It's this show does that. The show likes to walk in circles.
I feel like there's a good way to do that, and there's the Walking Dead way to do that. Those are not the same thing.
And, I get it. I mean, there's probably arguments to make against that. Maybe this is realistic, and maybe this is what real people do. But I'd like to remind people that I'm watching television not for reality. I'm looking for heightened reality. I'm looking for, stuff that's better than real life. It's more interesting than real life.
Dramatized reality. All right, let's move on to the scene where Abraham and Glenn and Maggie and Tara, all those people leave. They give Rick a map of their route to DC before they do that. And I went through and I did a freeze frame on this thing. Mm-hmm. And you can see exactly where they are.
Sure.
They are on I-85, about 60 miles outside of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Got another 550 miles to go to get to D.C.
It's a long way.
Wow. So if they travel 60 miles every 5 seasons, and they've got 550 miles to go, we're in for a 35-season show.
No, that's not going to happen. What do you think about Sasha making a homemade cross when they're fixing to abandon a church that's loaded with really awesome crosses? You can't take a cross from the Lord's house.
No, I'm sure Gabriel would not have allowed that. Or, well, he would have complained, and then they would have done it anyway.
He offered a sofa. Yeah. In for a sofa, in for cross. That's what the expression is, right?
That's a cross too far. Sorry.
Don't have any secondhand crosses? Some scratch and dent crosses you can get rid of, Gabriel?
Nope.
Okay. Well, at least we asked.
Fair point, though. Yeah. Rick then goes over to help Tyrese dig some graves. I got to say, the shot of him looking at the map and then like swinging around and panning up Rick and over to Tyrese was pretty cool.
Sure.
I like that.
I also like Abraham's love letter to Rick.
Yeah. Sorry I was an asshole.
Yeah. The world needs Rick Grimes.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So Rick goes over and helps Tyrese dig some graves and asks him how it was for him trying to get to Terminus. Tyrese says it killed him, and then Rick disagrees.
Why is Tyrese digging a grave for the Terminite people?
We need to stop asking why with Tyrese at this point, right?
I'm just saying, they had a long-standing bury our own, burn the others policy that I find, whatever. Taking the time to dig holes to put these assholes in.
So
they attract walkers, maybe?
No, they're
stinking dead people at this point, or they will be.
You want stinking dead people around, don't you?
Yeah,
that's how you camouflage yourself from the stinking dead people.
Sure. I mean, bury Bob. Sure, bury Bob.
Yeah,
for sure.
Bob can go in a grave. I don't know, man. I feel like Tyrese is. I don't even want to comment about Tyrese's character because I feel like neither of us have a good grip on it at this point.
Fair enough.
And then that night, Michonne's out pondering her sword on the church steps when Gabriel comes out.
Making up for lost time.
Yeah, she's looking at it. She's not sure if she wants it or not, but she's got it. And then Gabriel comes out for a midnight chat, and he's haunted by what he did. Mm-hmm. He's telling Michonne that.
This was a good scene. I
thought so.
That seems like a plausible thing a person or will has ever stop, and Michonne can speak at that. She's been Michonne and Rick both have been psychologically damaged individuals that have more or less come through okay on the other side, but it was a long way to get there, and she could talk about it.
Sure.
Also, you need to stop being a puss and learn how to kill walkers, Gabriel. Like, it cracked me up how fast he noped back into the church.
Leaving Michonne on her own.
Yeah, Michonne's out in the dark, keeping a lookout, whatever. Okay. Why, when she hears rustling in the bushes, does she get her sword out and go investigate instead of, like, knocking on the door and being like, hey, there's something outside here. Can I get someone to back me up? Or even if she said if she told Gabriel, go in and tell go in and get somebody. Mm-hmm. But these people just walking off into the woods in the middle of the night. You don't have to have a response for that, by the way.
Yeah, I don't care to think about that. Okay, honestly.
What about Daryl just jump scaring an armed person?
I didn't feel like it was really a jump scare.
Really?
I feel like he kind of crawled out of the bushes.
You couldn't do like a or something like that?
No, you could say, hey, Michonne, it's Daryl. Yeah. You could say something like that. You could,
or if he'd tripped and been like, bullshit. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's Daryl.
Yeah.
They need a code word.
This bush is bullshit.
They need a challenge response system.
They do. They really do. It doesn't feel like